Good Sunday afternoon, everyone. Sir Owen Disney here, and we are going to be talking NXT and Smackdown in just a few minutes. But before I get started, I do want to bring up a couple of things, a little housekeeping, if you will. So, today, in about 7 hours, is the WDW Today live podcast, and I'm very excited about it. Very excited for reunion this year. It's going to be awesome. It was amazing last year, and I cannot wait for the awesome events that are going to take place for Reunion 2013. December 5th isn't that far away, folks. It's a little bit over 100 days. I believe it's 102, 103 days. Like I said, Owen can't do math, so needless to say, there's always that. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. So it's going to be awesome tonight to chat with everyone in the live chat and hopefully get to meet some of you at Reunion this year, the ones I did not get to meet last time. So that's going to be awesome. Alright, yesterday was a very, very full day. So, yesterday, of course, we put up the final Summer of Tarantino video for the movies, and we talked about an hour and 5 minutes on Django Unchained. The final Summer of Tarantino video outright will be this coming Saturday. So, a week from yesterday is going to be the final Summer of Tarantino video. It's not going to be very long, but we're going to be talking about the best of the best, and basically AJ will pick his favorite Tarantino film of all time. I've got an idea what it's going to be. I'm very curious to see where everything else ranks. So we've got that. Now, that's coming up. I do want to completely apologize for what I'm about to say. Okay, it is Sunday. On Sunday, as you have been accustomed to, is Versus. Well, I'm going to throw some little inside information out there, a little secret info, and I'm going to give a little bit of information. Okay, let's start with Friday. Friday, we watched You're Next, and then came back here and shot the videos. Now, we got the movie reviews out, and I forgot to put in the times for each movie, so excuse me, as soon as I finish this review, I'm going to be able to do that. So, all of you that have watched the videos not knowing where, excuse me, Your Next was on the video, or Mortal Instruments, or All the Boys Love Mandy Lane, or Hell Baby, all these are covered in the description notes of the video, but not quite yet. I completely forgot about it, and we got that done. We shot our last Summer of Tarantino, and we shot a Versus. But Friday, as everyone probably remembers, was the last day my mom would be in town for about a week and a half, actually. She's in San Antonio right now. She's in Shawn Michaels country. So she's in San Antonio at this very moment, an hour behind me right now, so it is 12 o'clock her time right now. Needless to say, I didn't want to be in her way, and when we film, full disclosure, in the living room, it kind of eliminates moving back and forth places, so I kind of cut off her being able to go anywhere, and I didn't want to do that, so we migrated to this room, and the chair that Will normally sits in for his reviews and his Will tutorials. So we shot a Versus that way. AJ was kind of tired and pretty much ill-prepared, so that Versus is gonzo, completely gone. Got rid of it, and we've decided that we are going to be filming it on Tuesday instead. So you guys are actually going to get two Versus this week. You're going to get, the first Versus will be out on Wednesday, and the second Versus will be out on the normal day, which is Sunday. So, I've also got another thing for you, too. We're a little bit behind and everything, so to prove that, and to make up for it, we're going to give you a bonus review. It's not really a bonus review, but, like I said, again, full disclosure, on Tuesday, we are going to be going back here after I get off work at 5, rewatching Shaun of the Dead, then rewatching Hot Fuzz, in my case, watching it for the first time, and then we're going to be doing a Versus, which you probably figured it out from that, but, you know, you might be surprised, it's possible. We're going to be watching Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead. It's for the final movie in the Cornetto trilogy, and that movie will be reviewed on Tuesday. So Tuesday you're going to be getting The World's End review, so I promise that. And on Wednesday we're going to bring out the verses. Still time to decrypt the cryptic comment of 31 flavors for the verses this week. And trying to come up with a cryptic comment for Sunday's verses, but we'll probably figure that out sometime later in this week. So that's that. Basically, AJ wasn't happy with the verses, so we did away with it, and we're going to start anew and do it over again. Back in the living room like we normally do, and there's always that. Oh, yeah. So, I get another Magic Band tomorrow, which is awesome, so I get another green Magic Band, and basically what I mentioned in the video about Magic Bands and FastPass Plus and Rapid Fill that I talked about basically says that everything is, all your ticket media is attached to it, your reservations are attached to it, and your room is attached to it. Well, the only difference between, as of this moment, is your room. So I will have to use a different Magic Band for my room key, but I could pretty much just pick and choose to wear the Magic Bands anytime I want, because the same information is on both. They're both activated, they're both working. So if that's the case, and I end up getting a new Magic Band for every trip, sounds to me like by the time this year's over, I'll have all the colors. So that's going to be awesome if that's the case. So I can pick and choose which Magic Band I want to wear. Excuse me. And it sounds to me like, as an annual pass holder, we're going to be getting our own full-time Magic Bands, so I may choose one of the ones I already have, or I might go in and grab a new one, so I haven't quite decided yet. Probably another blue one, if I had to guess. So that's pretty much set in stone. So, we've got, today is the WW Today Live podcast at 8 o'clock tonight, so about 7 hours away, and I'm reviewing NXT and Smackdown tonight. Tomorrow, we're going to do Raw. And as soon as Raw's over, I'm going to shoot the video and do Raw. And then Tuesday is going to be The World's End review by itself. Wednesday is going to end up being the new Versus. Thursday is going to be Impact. And of course, Thursday night is also going to be the final midnight reveal of Halloween Horror Nights 23, where supposedly everyone will, as already knows, what the evil red and white corporation is preventing us from knowing what we already know, that a Resident Evil is coming to Halloween Horror Nights 23 and will be our 8th house, but that will not be announced until midnight, and that's going to be when the full website reveal is, and most likely when PS is going to die. Or reveal that PS has been in on the work all along. And like I said, I think Legendary Truth is bankrolled by the Umbrella Corporation, and I'm pretty sure that's what we're all doing. We're being lured into a false sense of security, and Umbrella's going to dun our party come September 20th. So we've got that. Oh my god, I have amazing news. Apparently, last year was a bust on my birthday. Everyone knows that. I did 2 houses, did not get to meet Penn and Teller. You want to watch that horrific story, you can hear all about it on the Halloween Horror Nights playlist. My birthday, problem after problem after problem, bad weather, not getting to meet Penn and Teller, lies from team members, all sorts of sordid information. That's in that video. But I'm getting another shot. Now, I wish I was saying I'm getting another shot at meeting Penn and Teller. Not quite yet. It'll happen eventually, trust me. I've been too close before for it to not happen one day down the road. But, what I get right now is this. Apparently, and I wasn't aware of this, every year, the YouTube channels, and I certainly qualify for a YouTube channel here on Pop, all get together and have a meetup for the opening weekend of Halloween Horror Nights. And this year, it just happens to be on my birthday. So on my 32nd birthday, I've completely changed some plans around. I will be at Disney until about probably about 2:30, 3 o'clock. And I'll go to Universal. And I'm still having lunch at Le Cellier. I'm still doing all 4 Disney parks in the span of a couple hours, which is going to be awesome. And on top of that, I'm going to get to ride everything I want. I'm going to go over there early so I can go to Islands and do Forbidden Journey, the Hulk, and Spider-Man and knock those out. And then after that, I'm going to go back over to the studios portion, and meet everyone at the Globe for the Halloween Horror Nights 23 YouTube meet. So I will be there for that. I am officially going there, which means, as of this very moment, I'm not getting the first 3 Friday Pass for annual pass holders. Oh no, I'm actually going to be getting a Rush of Fear Pass, which means, by virtue of what it says on the HalloweenHorrorNights.com website, I will be playing in park for Legendary Truth this year. So, hi, my name is Sir Owen Disney, and I am a More fan. So, that's going to be awesome, and I'm really looking forward to that. So I will be at Halloween Horror Nights on opening night on the 20th. I'll be there on my birthday on the 21st, and then I will return on the 27th for another day. And I might end up being there on the 26th. I don't know. It just probably depends. I'm guessing probably not, but hey, 3 days is a lot, so hopefully I get a lot of points for my More fan brothers and sisters. So there's always that. So that's going to be awesome. And finally, everyone knows that the reason I do this YouTube channel, the reason I started everything from Welcome to My World all the way now to Pop, is because of 2 people. Well, technically 3 people. I'm not going to throw someone under the bus here. The main reasons are Dr. Jimmy, who I got to meet for like a split second last year, and the Tim Tracker, Tim and Jen Tracker, and Tim and his wife Jen are really awesome people, and I'm really excited that Sir Owen Disney gets to meet the Tim Tracker on his 32nd birthday, and that's actually going to be what the video is called. So I will get video, and a little birdie told me that for the meetup last year, Universal actually allowed photos and videotaping in the houses, and if that is the case, you will be seeing house videos from this guy right here. So that's going to be taken care of. I will be either shooting with the this iPhone 5 or my Google Nexus tablet. So there's always that. So a lot of things to come, so a lot of cool stuff still to come the rest of this year on Pop. But without any further ado, let's talk NXT. And oh god, I've been waiting forever for this. Ever since I first heard about the fact that there was going to be a 2 out of 3 Falls matchup between Sami Zayn and Antonio Cesaro, I was in. I didn't know anything about the match, but I knew, based upon the old El Generico and Claudio Castagnoli matches in Ring of Honor and the other assorted independents, that this match was going to be gold. Gold, Jerry, gold. So I jumped right in, and I was very excited about this. And this is going to be the main event for this edition of NXT. So that is going to be where we start from that. So let's talk about this, shall we? We get our first match of the evening, and it is for the WWE Divas Championship. Yeah, the butterfly belt. As AJ Lee, the cute and crazy AJ Lee, goes one-on-one against Bayley. Now, this is funny that this is mentioned, because, there we go. Bayley is really starting to grow on me. And Bayley is going to be huge once she's brought up to WWE. I like her, I don't like using these words and terminology, but I like her strange obsession with people. And I like the promo last week where she said she followed AJ, and she followed AJ around just to hear her voice and everything. She's like, how about you wrestle me tonight? And she's like, yeah, sure. And AJ gets hugged, and Bayley's happy, and AJ's kind of like, get this girl off me, she's kind of crazy. Pot, kettle. Fun to be black, right? So, let's talk about this first matchup. AJ Lee defending the Divas Championship against Bayley. This match was really good, too, to start with. AJ hit the rolling hangman's neck breaker and 1-2 and a kick out. Snapmare out of the corner, into the cravat. Bayley fights out of it with punches. She comes off the ropes, gets caught with a back elbow, lateral press, 1 count only. She charges in, and she misses, and she hugs her and rams her back first into the turnbuckles, and she hugs her again, rams her back first in the turnbuckles again, and then one more time, AJ crumples to the canvas, and 1 count for the challenger. Charging clothesline, big scoop slam by Bayley, 1-2 and a kick out. Comes off the ropes with a leaping knee drop, 1-2 and again a kick out. Deep cover, 1 count only, goes for another deep cover, 1 count only. And she goes to the middle rope, and she hits a nice back elbow off the middle rope, pretty much just jacking the jaw of AJ Lee. And AJ complains about her jaw, and she's kind of like pressing on it and everything. And like Bayley, of course, sees her fallen hero down And she is kind of like, oh my god, AJ, are you okay? Are you okay? And then AJ catches her with a spinning back kick, comes off the ropes, plants her with the Shining Wizard, and retains the Divas Championship. So a good opening matchup. I really like the women's talent in NXT. I really hope that they really make it to the WWE roster sooner rather than later. I'd like to see a lot more of this talent. I love Paige. Paige is amazing. I love Emma. Everyone knows my love for Summer Rae. And I really, really dig Bayley. So everybody is really on my tops list for women's talent. So really exciting matches, very enjoyable matches, and AJ almost lost the championship. I know she wasn't going to, but you suspended disbelief for just a minute that Bayley was going to have her number, and she was going to show up on Raw with the Divas Championship, even though this was taped months ago. But still, it was a good match. It was very enjoyable. So, we see Tyler Breeze, and I love Tyler Breeze. Tyler Breeze is awesome. And I mentioned calling him Hansel, playing up the Owen Wilson character from Zoolander. He is now officially, after I say this, he has officially become Derek Zoolander with blonde hair. And he's kind of talking like this and everything, kind of like Derek Zoolander used to talk. And did he talk in the movie? The Ben Stiller character. And he shows up and he's like, okay, take a picture of me. And is like, has the girl in the back was like, wow, I'll just take a picture with you. That's cool. And he's like, no, you take my picture. And she's like, okay, whatever. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, like has been the last 3 weeks, this was an old and living color bit, actually. David Allen Greer did it every once in a while, where you would see some sort of a reporter, and the reporter would be reporting some horrific news story, some really serious story, and all of a sudden you see David Allen Greer in the background. He's going like, hi guys! And he's doing all sorts of stupid things and everything. Jim Carrey actually did this for a while, too. Jim Carrey was the one who did it more often than not. So Jim Carrey would do this all... I don't know why I said David Allen Greer. I guess I remember seeing David Allen Greer as a reporter once. That's probably why I think that way. But yeah, Jim Carrey used to do this all the time in Living Color. He used to come in and, like, from behind, he would kind of, like, make fun of people and, like, do and everything. And during the serious news story, Jim Carrey would be making faces behind. So yeah, that's pretty much what would happen with that. So, CJ Parker comes out, and of course, he's got the Lenny Kravitz-style dreadlocks, and he's really, like, psychedelic, man. And he photobombs Tyler Breeze when he's taking a picture. He puts up the peace sign over his head. We've seen so many times, and that's the end of that segment. So, we get a tag team match with the Ascension version 2.0, Connor O'Brien and Rick Victor, taking on the jobber tandem of the evening of Ron Hicks, who I've never seen before, and former Tough Enough eliminated contestant Michael Zaki. Well, this was pretty much a squash, and Hicks just wore the apron the whole time. Hicks kind of reminded me a bit of Colin Cassidy in the size and the long, stringy hair. Anyway, basically, Zaki just ate a bunch of the offense of the Ascension. He ended up getting whipped in, pick up, and double lift in the air and double elevator down, and they get hit with the finish, which is a nice maneuver. O'Brien with the leg sweep version of Total Elimination, and as he connects with the leg sweep, you have Rick Victor come off the ropes with a spinning back elbow, and that's the win right there. I like this new school Total Elimination. And I've said it before, I've said it a billion times. If Christopher Daniels had longer black hair, then I think him and Rick Victor would look very, very much alike. Long black hair and the soul patch, so yeah. They look very much alike. So the Ascension win, and of course they're on a collision course with the NXT Tag Team Champions, who are not on the show this week, which are Corey Graves and Adrian Neville. So that is building that, slowly but surely. We get another match with Baron Corbin, who I've seen twice. Once in a singles match where he lost, and once in the Battle Royal, where Bo Dallas became NXT champion. Well, he won the title shot and became NXT champion by beating Big E Langston. So, Baron Corbin's going to face off against CJ Parker. So, this is another short match as well. So, Baron with a whip in, he charges in, Parker gets the boot up, and hooking clothesline, and this is awesome. He runs in the corner, charges in, shotgun knees, the double knees in the corner, choke thrust, and he locks him in the front chancery. And instead of dropping back with the DDT, He kicks his leg out and he falls forward and he plants him for the pin. CJ Parker is playing the hippie. He's playing the psychedelic hippie, and he's groovy, baby. And, yeah, I'm gonna call that the flashback for at least now. So, yeah. Tyler Breeze comes out, he holds his phone, and of course he's like, look at this discriminating picture of me. Why are your fingers on top of my head? And he's like, how dare you photobomb me? And he's like, it's not photobombing, baby. It's called video lovin'. And I was like, okay there, Steve Daves. Hang off the hookah there, pal. So, he basically, Tyler Breeze calls him a Lenny Kravitz wannabe, and he shoves him, and of course, CJ Parker's all about peace and love, man. So, he just kind of balls his fist up like he's gonna hit Tyler Breeze. Tyler Breeze powders to the outside, and, that's our next feud, so we're gonna get a CJ Parker, Tyler Breeze feud. And again, I don't have a problem with that, because I think they're both really great underutilized talents, and I really think the WWE sees something in Tyler Breeze, and I really think he will be on the main roster probably at the earliest January of next year, if not brought up before that time is over. I think he's going to get a nice run on NXT, and I do see something in Tyler Breeze, and I see big things in the future for Tyler Breeze. So we get our next match of the evening, which is Dolph Ziggler making his NXT debut, taking on Alexander Rusev. And Rusev is a throwback. He's got Muay Thai background. He's from, I believe it was Mongolia, I believe is what it is. He kind of comes off like the Mongolian Stomper, pretty much. So Rusev basically bought this big piece of wood, like not really a 2x4, but a piece of wood with Ziggler written across it. And he breaks it over his knee. Well, we go midway through the match like we always do here on Pop. Standing dropkick by Dolph, and he goes for a crossbody off the ropes, gets caught, and he backs him into the ropes. So he's dangling him against the ropes, and he's knee striking him in the lower back over and over again. And then he just picks up Ziggler and just dumps him over the top of the floor. He tosses him back in, he charges in with a shoulder block from the side to the rib cage. Excuse me, makes a lateral press 1-2 and a kick out. So he goes for a waist lock. Waist lock picks up Ziggler into a reverse bear hug. Ziggler jawbreakers out of it. Charges in, misses. Ziggler with a big splash in the corner. Drop kick off the ropes, 1-2 and a kick out. So whip in, reverse, Vader attack from Alexander Rusev, 1-2 and a kick out. Boot in, name dropper off the ropes, 1-2 and a kick out. He goes for the sleeper hold on the back. He gets tossed off. Rusev with a spinning heel kick off the ropes, like, lays Ziggler out. And before he can capitalize on the ground, he decides, okay, I'm going to take it to the air. So, 300-pound man going to the air. Interesting. He goes up top for a big splash. He moves out of the way, does Ziggler. He struggles up to his feet. Ziggler hits the zigzag, and 1-2-3. So we get our main event. Oh my god. I've been wanting to talk about this match ever since I heard about it. Antonio Cesaro against Sami Zayn, 2 out of 3 falls. The match starts immediately. Like, immediately. Like, even before the bell. So, Cesaro comes out, does the We the People. Of course, the fans in Full Sail chant for the WWE talent, even if they're heels, it doesn't really matter. And they do the We the People, and everything works out. So, he comes out. Right before he can get in the ring, Zayn runs off the ropes, nails him with a tope con hilo, rolls him back in, and that just starts right there. Cesaro gets up to his feet, and what happens when he reaches his feet? Zayn is on the opposite side of the corner, charges in, nails the Ole kick, and just like staggers Cesaro. He rolls him up, stacks him up, 1, 2, 3, and just that quickly we get our first fall. So, Sami Zayn was the first fall. So, in order for Cesaro to win this match and to save face, he's going to have to win 2 falls straight. Can he do it? Let's see. So, let's talk about it. Clothesline over the top rope to the floor by Sami Zayn, and he crowns him off the ring apron, the double axe handle, if you don't remember what a crown is. If you didn't watch Ready to Rumble, you know, Jimmy King's double axe handle called a crown, so I call it a crown. He whips Cesaro into the steel steps, tosses him back in. Cesaro goes to the ring apron. He shoulder blocks him, And he gets in the ring. Sammy catches him with a leg lariat, 1-2, and a kick out. So he goes for a 10 punch. At the 6 count, he gets shoved off. He gets caught, roll up into a sunset flip, and sunset reverse into a double boot stomp, which is missed. He charges in, he gets caught with a back elbow, jumps to the top rope, flying body press on Cesaro, 1-2, and a kick out. Whip in reverse, and he lifts him up, and he drops him on the top turnbuckle, face first and chest first, 2 count only. So chin lock on Sammy, and Sammy fights out with a back him up into the corner. Cesaro locks in the chin lock again, and he backs him in the corner again. He gets picked up. Cesaro counters him with a power bomb, 1-2, and a kick out. He goes back to the chin lock. Sami Zayn breaks it out with a jawbreaker, comes off the ropes, get caught with the clothesline, 1-2, and a kick out. Double boot stomp, again, 1-2, and a kick out. Whip in reverse, pick up into a back body drop, double boot stomp on Sami Zayn, deadlift into the side salto, reverse into a sunset flip, 1-2, and a kick out. Goes for the charge, he misses, Hurricane Rana from Sami Zayn, and 1-2, and a kick out. Cesaro catches him, fall away slam with a bridge, 1-2, and a kick out. Chin lock, whip in, reverse out of it, shoulder block, he catches him, lands on his feet, roll up, 1-2, and a kick out. Whip in, reverse, lift up, and instead of Swiss Death, he gets drop kicked by Sami Zayn, charges in, into the chin lock, and Sami Zayn's got nowhere to go, and he knows it, so he just taps out pretty much right off the top, and Cesaro wins the second fall. So what a match so far. So we're not done yet, folks. He charges in, Swiss uppercut, 1-2, and a kick out, and shoulder and a neck snap off the top rope by Cesaro. Climbs up on the top rope, picks Sam... This is phenomenal. He climbs on the middle rope. Sami Zayn is on the ring apron. Cesaro picks up Sami Zayn from the ring apron, mind you, while on the middle rope, and suplexes him into the ring. It was devastating, to say the least. Makes the cover, 1, 2, Sami Zayn throws the shoulder up. So what does Cesaro have to do to end this match? So Cesaro looks like it's going to be over. So Sami Zayn goes for a small package, gets countered, lift up, into a vertical suplex, gets reversed, into a roll up, 1-2, and a kick out. So he goes for the chin lock, and Zayn realizes what Cesaro is doing, so he bridges back, so Cesaro's shoulders are on the canvas, 1-2, and a kick out. He charges in, he misses, goes for the Olay kick in the corner, 1-2, and a kick out. This looks awesome, by the way. He goes for a whip, Cesaro grabs the ropes. He goes for a whip again, Cesaro again grabs the ropes. Whip in, gets countered, Cesaro goes for a flipping powerbomb, turned around into a code red, 1-2, and a kick out. Cesaro smartly powders to the floor to break the momentum of Sami Zayn. So, this is awesome too. Cesaro's up to his feet. Zayn's back in. He dives through the top and middle turnbuckle, like the turnbuckle between the turnbuckle and the rope, and he connects with a swinging DDT on the floor. He gets back in. Right before the 10 count is administered, Cesaro rolls back in, breaks the count. Zayn makes a cover, 1-2, and a kick out. Wrist lock. We know what's going to happen from here. He goes for the wrist lock, double springboard, into the tornado DDT. That's usually how it happens. Not this time. That's what happens when you scout your opponent oh so well. And Antonio Cesaro, a master of the mat game. Definitely knows how to counter things. And this is exactly what happened. He goes for the wrist lock. He goes up. Springboard. Double springboard. Into the tornado DDT. Gets countered. Cesaro picks him up. Carries him backwards. Throws him up in the air. European uppercut. There's the Swiss Death. Picks him up. Gotch style neutralizer. 1, 2, 3. And what a match. Oh my god, what a tremendous match. And the fans in Full Sail chant, match of the year, match of the year, match of the year. Oh my god, what a match. And I enjoyed the daylights out of calling it. So, an amazing, amazing main event for NXT this week. So, this was a great show. Very enjoyable show. I very much enjoyed the opening match. Bayley really had a lot of hope spots, and it looked like that she actually might come out on top. If you didn't know anything about reading results on the internet, you didn't know anything about this was taped months in advance, if you know anything about that, you would notice that Bayley had her beat several times. And of course, AJ had to wear the Dolph Ziggler wristbands to the ring too still, which is interesting. The Ascension just demolished Michael Zaki and Ron Hicks, and of course that's going to lead to the Ascension and Corey Graves and Adrian Neville for the NXT Tag Team Championships, as it should. We have Photobomb or Video Lovin' from CJ Parker on Tyler Breeze, but that's going to lead to a feud. Again, zero problems with that. So, we had a great match between Dolph Ziggler and Alexander Rusev, and Dolph gets the win, and that was an awesome match. And I'm telling you right now, Antonio Cesaro and Sami Zayn, match of the year candidate without any question. Without any question. This match was phenomenal from bell to bell. With the early roll-up that started the match, all the way to the amazing finishing sequence, with the wrist lock, double springboard, into the tornado DDT, which is blocked, picked up, he carries him backwards, tosses him up in the air, hits the Swiss Death, and then the Gotch-style neutralizer right afterwards. 1, 2, 3, tremendous matchup. Amazing contest between these two, and I really hope we see more matches between them in the future. Not necessarily thinking it's going to happen on NXT. I think right now what's going to end up happening are the Real Americans, which will adopt Leo Kruger, will go after Bo Dallas in the NXT Championship. So I'm pretty sure that's where the direction we're going without reading any spoilers. So NXT was awesome this week. Very enjoyable. Go right into SmackDown, as I learned my lesson, and instead of wasting paper, I just went ahead and wrote the SmackDown results right afterwards. So, SmackDown General Manager Vicky Guerrero comes out. Excuse me. She brings out Randy Orton. Vicky goes in for a hug. Orton's like, I don't know. So she settles on a handshake instead. So Randy Orton pretty much goes into backpedal mode and says he didn't know that Triple H would be pedigreeing Daniel Bryan. But it didn't matter because you would have taken the opportunity just like I did. He didn't need Triple H's help at SummerSlam or the Shield's help on Raw. He'd like for everyone's support, as well as for the WWE Universe, as well as the McMahons. He's not only the WWE Champion, but he's the face of the WWE. So Daniel Bryan comes out. Before he gets started, he wants to say something he should have said on Raw before he was rudely interrupted by Stephanie McMahon. He says, John Cena, thank you for giving me the opportunity. Thank you for wrestling with a torn bicep. Now I know what it feels like to be WWE Champion. And about the face of the WWE, it's time for that face to change. See, I don't look like Randy Orton. He's tall and chiseled, and he's pretty. He's also pretty arrogant. He's been handed every opportunity since day one because of his father, his grandfather. He has a genetic golden ticket to be in WWE. So Bryan, of course, continues to mock him. He's like, how about we all give it up about how pretty Randy Orton is? He's like, you know what, Randy Orton, you're so pretty, it just makes me want to just kick you right in the face. I had to scratch and claw for my opportunity just to get a simple ounce of respect. See, I'm not tall or pretty, but I can wrestle. And I know I can beat you for the WWE Championship. And since I'm entitled to a rematch, I want it tonight. So Orton thinks about it for like a millisecond, says, nah, you're going to have to wait till Night of Champions. Goes for the RKO, gets tossed off, he gets drop-kicked over the top rope to the floor, Orton powders, and that's the end of the first segment. Our first wrestling match of the evening has to be postponed momentarily because Vicky Guerrero is talking to someone on the phone about how outraged she is about Daniel Bryan showing up and ruining Randy Orton's big moment. So Wade Barrett shows up, and he says, we have a mutual hatred for Daniel Bryan. How about you put me in a match with Daniel Bryan tonight? And she's like, that's a good idea. I was like, how about we do a no-holds-barred match? No disqualification. Anything goes. How about we do an Extreme Rules match? No disqualification. Anything goes. I got a better idea. How about tonight we have a steel cage match? No disqualification. Anything goes. Just a chain link fence around the ring. So the thing that comes to mind immediately is a Jim Gaffigan line about Gaffigan talking about what's a burrito, what's a taco, what are different items that are the same thing, like meat, cheese, and vegetable, like hard shell, meat, cheese, and vegetable, bread, meat, cheese, and vegetable. I mean, that's exactly what I was thinking on this. It's like, no holds barred, no DQ match. Extreme Rules, no DQ match. Steel cage, no DQ match, just a cage around the ring. So yeah, it's pretty much just counterproductive to say all three of those options, because they're pretty much the same thing, with the exception of the steel cage match, given the fact that you have a literal steel cage around the ring. We had our first match of the evening, our first official non-title match of the evening, Intercontinental Champion Curtis Axel with Paul Heyman taking on the on-fire Cody Rhodes. This match was actually really good, too. So, Cody gets a springboard dropkick on the Intercontinental Champion, 1-2 and a kick out. Of course, don't forget, Cody Rhodes did bring back the old school Intercontinental Championship, so it would make sense that he would want to get it back, right? So, maybe, just maybe, you push him towards Axel somewhere down the line. So, Cody and Sandow could feud over the Intercontinental title. But, then again, you have Sandow with the briefcase, and you don't know when he's going to cash in, but I think I know who's going to cash in on, unless he loses it to Cody, and I think he might at Night of the Champions, but we'll talk about that later. So, after the 2 count, Axel goes to the floor, he walks away momentarily. So, Cody goes to the top rope, causing him to walk away. He's going for, like, a crown. And Cody, like, is going to dive off, and Axel sees this, he walks away, and Cody gets on the ring apron. Axel catches him, sweeps the leg, Johnny, and drops him back first on the ring apron. Get back in the ring, snapmare out of the corner, somersault neck snap, 1-2, and a kick out. So, he goes for the chin lock. He elbows out, whip in, and Cody puts on the brakes. Axel nails him with a big... Actually, no. Axel puts on the brakes, nails him with a big clothesline. Goes for the middle rope elbow, and he moves out of the way. 3 big right hands, whip in, reverse, drop down into the uppercut, Bob Holly kick, goes for beautiful disaster. Axel ducks out of the way, whip in, tip up into a sunset flip, 1-2, and a kick out. Charging clothesline from Cody Rhodes out of the corner. He goes up top for the standing moonsault. Paul Heyman stands on the ring steps and stops him momentarily, calls for the distraction, causing Curtis Axel to crotch him up top. He falls off. He nails the hatchet. 1, 2, 3. So Paul Heyman is in emotional distress due to CM Punk. And without Paul Heyman's guidance and being in his corner, Punk never stood a chance against Brock Lesnar. No one can defeat Curtis Axel for the Intercontinental Championship. So Axel says, Punk doesn't deserve a title match. He's a loser. But you know what? I'm going to give you a match. I'm going to finish the job that Brock started at SummerSlam. You and me on Raw Monday night. So, of course, Punk's going to accept this challenge. So, that's what we've got for this. Excuse me. Another SummerSlam rematch. This time, not really a SummerSlam rematch. A match we've had a lot of times. Dolph Ziggler against Biggie Langston, a singles match. So, Langston goes for a charge, and he misses. Ziggler ends up getting caught with elevator down, 1-2 and a kick out. Big time, big splash, 1-2 and a kick out. Chin lock, jawbreaker out yet again. He charges in, and he goes shoulder first into the ring post, does Biggie Langston. Big splash in the corner, reverse neck breaker, standing drop kick, name dropper, gets countered, and to a face buster, 1-2 and a kick out. So AJ punches Ziggler while the referee is distracted because Big E is complaining about his nose, since his nose just collided with the canvas. So he catches him with a big clothesline out of the corner, 1-2 and a kick out. He drops the straps, goes for the big ending. Ziggler shimmies down the back, hits the zigzag, 1-2-3. So AJ throws a nice tantrum, and that's the end of this. Our next match of the evening is another non-title matchup. World Heavyweight Champion Alberto Del Rio taking on Christian. This match was really good, too. So he goes to the middle rope. He goes for the tornado DDT. And he gets caught. Del Rio shoves him off the top rope to the floor. Tosses him back in, 1-2 and a kick out. So he locks on a key lock. He punches out of it. He comes off the ropes, a kick to the chest, charges in, and he gets caught with a tilt-a-roll backbreaker, 1-2 and a kick out. So Del Rio chokes him on the middle ropes. Comes back to the opposite side, charges in for the Del Rio slide, and Christian's out of the way. He snaps the neck backwards like an inverted neck snap. Del Rio goes to the floor, rolls back in at 7, breaks the count. Whip in reverse, flying forearm off the ropes on ADR, and 10 punch, gets caught, back body drop on Del Rio, comes up top, goes to the flying body press. Del Rio sidesteps him, catches him with a front seated drop kick, 1-2 and a kick out. 6 headbutts in the corner. He charges in, goes for the step-up enziguri kick. Christian ducks out of the way, hits the 180 into a sunset flip, 1-2 and a kick out. So he goes for the middle rope drop kick. He steps back and he misses, goes for the cross arm breaker, gets countered, charges in. Christian puts the boots up, goes for the tornado DDT. This time it connects, 1-2, and Del Rio barely kicks out. Goes for the spear. And right before he can charge, Del Rio powders. So he comes back in and he gets caught with an uppercut. And he goes up top. Del Rio catches his foot off the top rope, nails a step-up enziguri kick on Christian. He falls off the top rope, 1-2, and a kick out. Goes for the GSK, gets caught, kill switch, reverse, shoves him off, charges in, and he catches him and sends shoulder first into the ring post. Cross arm breaker while sitting on the middle rope. Christian fights out of it, tries to counter, and Del Rio just yanks back, and there's the tap out. So basically, Del Rio is talking himself up, and Ricardo Rodriguez comes out to stop him yet again. He says, "Follow you to greatness? Nah." So he brings out his newest charge, Rob Van Dam. Van Dam is about ready to enter the ring. Christian out of nowhere with a missile drop kick sends Del Rio to the mat, and Van Dam comes in with Rolling Thunder, nails Alberto Del Rio, and he powders. So, just like I predicted, Rob Van Dam and Alberto Del Rio for the World Heavyweight Championship will be officially announced for Night of Champions, I would say, on SmackDown this week. We get another handicap match. 3-man band taking on The Big Show and Mark Henry. So, yeah, this is like a little bit of back and forth, but mainly it was just a glorified squash. Big choke slam on Drew McIntyre. 1-2, and no, Heath Slater makes a save. So, Heath gets tossed over to Mark Henry. Mark Henry is the world's strongest slam. And Jinder gets, like, Big Show takes his hand, and, like he's a robot in the world's end, and he just pushes Jinder over the top rope to the floor, and of course, Heath comes in, gets nailed with a knockout punch, 1-2-3. So the Shield get on the Titantron, and Seth Rollins has said, "We're going to have a lot of fun knocking you guys down again. We'll never respect you, Mark. You want a shot. Problem is, we're better than you. So, you guys have got to go. Believe in the Shield." So, interesting. Our another match of the evening, semi-main in this case, is No Days Off, Darren Young taking on Antonio Cesaro in a singles match to set up what happened between the Primetime Players and the Real Americans last week, or Zeb's Militia last week. So I think on Raw or on SmackDown we're going to get Titus O'Neil against Jack Swagger. I'm pretty sure that's going to happen on Raw tomorrow night. So we go midway through the match. Cesaro with a deadlift side salto, and they trade European uppercuts when they get back to the ring, get back to their vertical bases. Whip in, charges in, big boot, chin lock on Darren Young. Young fights out, but he gets caught with a short arm clothesline, 1-2 and a kick out. Comes off the ropes, big time clothesline on Cesaro, whip in, and an overhead throw. It's kind of an overhead belly-to-belly suplex without the belly-to-belly. It's basically like a throw. So a clothesline in the corner, Northern Light suplex, 1-2 and a kick out. Fireman's carry, he's going for the gut check. Swagger gets up on the ring apron, Titus pulls him off, and Cesaro rolls him out from behind, 1-2 and a kick out. So Cesaro charges in, he gets caught, hot shot on the top rope, and he walks into the gut check, the fireman's carry, into the double gut buster, and 1-2-3. So good short match between Darren Young and Antonio Cesaro, and Young is he's coming a long way in a very short amount of time. So yeah, he's not the weak link of the Primetime Players any longer. Well, at least that's what people on the internet were calling him. I never called him a weak link or anything. And really nice to see him succeed, to be totally honest. So we get Ryback, Bully Ry, as people have been calling him on the internet. I like that. Ryback is basically talking to this guy on the floor. This guy in the back is kind of like, "Can you give my son an autograph?" He's like, "What's your son's name?" He's like, "His name's Billy." Foreshadowing, he says, "Billy is a stupid name." Maybe Ryback is next. Anyway, he signs the 8x10 for his son. He's like, "What's your name?" And he's like, "You don't even know what my name is?" He's like, "Oh, I haven't been following him for a while. Well, my son, he watches all the time. He watches every Monday night, every Friday night." He's like, "No disrespect to you, sir." And he's like, "Well, you tell your son." And he rips up the 8x10. He's like, "His father is a scrawny, pencil-necked fool." So, Bully Ryback is amazing. I really love this gimmick. And apparently, from what I'm hearing, this is leading to a push of some sort. So, it's really hilarious because Michael Cole finally discusses the elephant in the room and says that Ryback has nothing to do with the Be a Star campaign. Yeah, no duh. To our next match, our main event of the evening, Daniel Bryan against Wade Barrett inside a steel cage. WWE has been really heavy on Nexus members lately, if you really think about it. So, okay, let's look at it from this perspective. I'm going to, before I go to the main event, I'm going to bring up the Nexus. And we're going to talk about the Nexus, and we're going to bring up what I want to talk about this real quick. This is actually a good idea to bring this up, and I'm going to do this, so this is what we're going to do. So, I'm going to go, hold on, real quick. Nexus, professional wrestling, here we go. So let's look at the Nexus, shall we? These are the group members that were in the Nexus, alright. Wade Barrett and Daniel Bryan, the main event on SmackDown. Darren Young, semi-main event on SmackDown. The former Skip Sheffield, Ryback, second hour of SmackDown. Michael Tarver got fired. Justin Gabriel, he's a force to be reckoned with on Superstars. And he occasionally shows up on NXT, and he's going to be on Total Divas when JoJo falls for him. Heath Slater, three-man band. He's on television every week, loses all the time, doesn't matter. David Otunga, a successful lawyer. Obviously, his in-ring stuff is improving. Husky Harris. Do I even have to talk about Bray Wyatt? Bray Wyatt's amazing. Then you have Michael McGillicuddy and the former Joe Hennig, and he is now Curtis Axel, so he's getting regular TV time. Mason Ryan is doing something on NXT, and of course we all know what happened with CM Punk. So, yeah, the Nexus are really doing something, and two former members of the Nexus battling out in the main event of SmackDown is a pretty big deal. So let's talk about this main event, shall we? So, steel cage matchup, Barrett and Bryan. This match was really good, too. Kind of like what you would imagine for a 10-minute house show main event, to be totally honest. So, a whip in, a kick to the chest, and Barrett goes to send Bryan into the cage. He gets blocked, a kick to the chest, and into the thigh. Kick to the chest, thigh, kick, chest, thigh, chest, thigh, chest, thigh. Goes to the 10-punch. Barrett shoves him off and plants him with a big boot out of the corner. Sits on the chest, pounds away, and he picks him up over his shoulder, and he rams him face first in the steel cage, 1-2, and a kick out. So he goes for a backdrop suplex. Bryan floats over, and he low bridges Barrett, setting him over the top rope into the tiny space between the ropes and the steel cage. So Barrett's stuck at this point. He's not going anywhere at this point. So, while he is in between the cage and the ropes, Bryan's going to take advantage of this. So he kicks him in the corner numerous times, and he slams him into the steel. So he comes into the corner, does Barrett. He gets kicked in the corner, whip in, reverse, backflip, lands on his feet, of course. He goes for the hooking clothesline, gets caught, winds of change, 1-2, and a kick out. So we come back to live action, and they're in the turnbuckle, and Barrett's hitting the knee strikes, and then the big boot sends Daniel Bryan back into the steel cage. He's also between the ropes and the cage at this point. So Barrett shoves him back into the steel on like 6 separate occasions. Comes off the ropes, and he gets caught with a drop kick 2 times, and he gets caught with a leaping seated drop kick from Daniel Bryan. Of course, all this sending Barrett in the steel over and over again. Bryan climbs, Wade cuts him off. Bryan kicks him off, nails a missile drop kick off the top, 1-2, and a kick out. So goes for the S-kicks, goes for the buzzsaw, gets stuck, and he tosses Bryan into the cage. Huge clothesline, spun him like a top, 1-2, and a kick out. Goes for a wasteland, gets countered. Bryan kicks him off. Electric chair from Wade Barrett, 1-2, and a kick out. So Barrett climbs the cage. Bryan pulls him down, goes for a German superplex once, and he goes for it twice. 3 elbows, knocks Bryan off, and Bryan comes up as Wade Barrett is going to climb over the top of the cage. He's actually already climbed over the top of the cage. He's actually setting on the top of the cage at this point. So Bryan comes up, pulls him down, the stiff kicks while they're both teetering on the top rope. And he catches him with a sunset flip into a powerbomb. So he charges in, and the Busaiku knee, the Kenta finish, which he's been using, which he used to cleanly pin to pin John Cena at SummerSlam. 1, 2, 3. So Bryan celebrates around the ring, and he gets to the front of the cage, of course, where the entrance ramp is. He turns his back momentarily. Randy Orton slithers out from underneath the ring and RKO's Bryan on the floor, raises his belt in the air, and that's the end of the show. Well, awesome show. Very enjoyable SmackDown. I enjoyed the show for what it was. I do want to talk about it real quick. Let's see what we got from here. No Wyatt family this week, so hopefully that'll be rectified on Raw Monday night. I guarantee you will be, to be totally honest. Supposedly, there was a big promo that Bray Wyatt talked about Sister Abigail and what she meant, what Sister Abigail means, and that's the reason why the finisher is called Sister Abigail. So, I do want to talk about that real quick. I want to talk about this promo, and apparently this thing was huge. I don't know where it aired, but I do want to mention it, so, the promo goes, she taught me from a young age. She said, you gotta get them before they get you. A rattlesnake's skin is the same color as the leaves, she said, and we all understood her. She led us with her love, but she taught us that the fires, well, they were our friends too. The world is an evil place, she said, and we agreed. And I was there. I was there when she took her final breath. She pulled me in close and she said, you're the one. She said they chose you, long before you were ever in existence, and I understood what she meant. Her touch could save the world, but her kiss burns it to the ground. I love you, Sister Abigail. So, oh my god, I love the promos, Bray Wyatt. So, yeah. No Wyatt family this week. Will be rectified on Raw. That's your Wyatt family stuff for this week. So, Curtis Axel and Cody Rhodes had a good back-and-forth match. Very enjoyable. I do want to see more of these two in the ring in the near future. Dolph and Biggie Langston, they just need to end this feud. They both need to go into something different. So, I think you blow it all. I'd say you blow it off at Night of Champions, but there's no real reason to. So, not every match at Night of Champions has to be a title match. So, I say you blow it off at Night of Champions, but you also have to understand the fact that it's not going to make it to Night of Champions because, like I predicted on the Raw recap video earlier this week, we are going to be getting Dolph Ziggler against Dean Ambrose for the United States Championship on Night of Champions, which is going to be awesome, and I cannot wait for that match. Christian and Alberto Del Rio had an amazing match back and forth. Great chemistry between these two. And Del Rio wins non-title, gets laid out by Rob Van Dam, and we're leading towards Del Rio and Van Dam for the World Heavyweight Championship at Night of Champions. Not a problem, I called that. Three-man band handicap match against the Big Show and Mark Henry. Three-man band get laid to waste, as always. And on top of that, we also get the Shield basically saying, you guys are the old guard, we're the new guard, step away and let us take our rightful place as we are the ones who run this yard and believe in the Shield. So that was really good. And Darren Young and Antonio Cesaro, good back and forth match. Short as it was, still really good. Ryback still bullying people. Bullying someone who has a connection to a Billy and called Billy a stupid name. Like I said, maybe Ryback's next. So Daniel Bryan and Wade Barrett, great battle between former Nexus members and Steel Cage contest. Very enjoyable show. Very enjoyable NXT and SmackDown. So we will talk Raw on tomorrow. So if you like these videos, tell your friends about them. Leave a comment. Do subscribe. You can tweet me if you want to. It's at Sir Owen Disney. I've got a lot of followers lately, so you can join that if you'd like to. If you want to help spread the word about the Popcaster Revolution and this wonderful channel we call Pop, then you're more than welcome to share these videos on your social media. So you can share them on Facebook, Twitter, anywhere you want to, on message boards, on bulletin boards, on chalkboards if you really have to. If you're in a college town, you're more than welcome to do that. Spread the word about Pop and the Popcaster Revolution, and you can be more than welcome to email me if you have any ideas of stuff you want to see on this channel at SirOwenDisney@gmail.com, or you can find me on Facebook if you want to friend me. You're more than welcome to friend me. I'm a friendly guy. Owen Disney, very easy to find. So, that's going to be the video for today. I'm going to go get some dinner because we are 6 hours away from the WW Today Live podcast. So, until tomorrow, boys and girls, that's all I got to say about that.